Mind if I do a little sound check? Check 1, 2. Oh yeah. All right. Pretty good. If you want to give me a little bit more reverb, just because I'm insecure, that'd be great. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? How are we doing? Celebrating Bert Susanka's life. You know, I can't say, I tried for all week to think of something, one bad thing I could say about him because I thought that'd be funny if I could do that. I really tried. The worst thing I could think of is that he would sneeze and he would always use his shirt. That was it. And I actually think that's the coolest thing about him because I say, really? Even if you're at like a wedding? He's like, oh yeah, I just will. Right there and just proudly own that. And like, that's amazing. And so I started doing the same thing and, you know, I don't think I get the same response out of people though. But I'd like to say a few words about him and sing a song. And invite some other people up to do the same. One of my first conversations I had with him was when I joined Jelly of the Month Club, I think it was 2012, and I had been a huge Ziggins fan for a while, and so it was very surreal, like like not only just being able to talk to him, but I'm like, okay, we get to be in a band together. This is a big step for Crumb over here. Wow, this is huge. And he was so humble. I was going through a breakup at the time, actually, and he would just immediately just like ask me like, "Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay?" And I'm like, "Wow, he really seems like he cares," and not in a superficial way. He would check up on me and make sure I was okay, and all the time. Even this, a few weeks ago, he did that, which was been. So this is why it's kind of hard because he seemed like somebody. No matter what he was going through, I'm like, do you need anything, Bert? Can I help you? He's like, no, I am fine. What's going on with you? And I'm like, wow, how do you, I don't know what to say. But being a huge Ziggins fan, listening to all the music, I told him, I'm like, I love all of your songs, but my favorite song of yours is this song that's just out of this world. Like, I don't know how you came up with this melody and these lyrics. It's genius. Goober's Got a Girlfriend. It's like my favorite song of yours. And he goes, oh, that's the one song Brad wrote, actually. And I'm like, what? Because I was like, your other songs are good, but this one's amazing. And he's like, oh yeah, that's the Brad song. But and we had a good laugh about that. So thank you, Brad, for writing that brilliant song. My old band, Long Beach Unified, we used to play it here, and we butchered it really nicely for you guys, and people seem to like it. But yeah, no, knowing Bert was great. Me and him seemed to have a good understanding on life. We had similar kind of things. We're very sensitive people. Whenever anybody's mad, I feel like in the room, I tend to run away. I don't like to be around that. And me and him would talk about that too. We're not very confrontational. And so I saw that with him a lot. We both loved fart sounds a lot to an obsessive level, and I'm pretty sure we wrote a song, Timmy Turtlehead, that if there was a Guinness Book of World Records for fart noises on a song, it would definitely, I think it was like 81 farts going on there, so let's give it up. And we were very meticulous about these farts. He would sit there and be like, no, that one, that's not the right one. I need one a little looser at this end, and then I need this one to sound wet. Can we get a wetter one? And we sit there for months, and like the album, like we gotta get this album out, and like everything's done. He's like, yeah, but And so I actually called in a friend from New York, my friend Chuck, who's a fart specialist who does this for a living, and he's been on Howard Stern. I'm like, okay, can we help him out here? And it was great, yeah. So the little things like that, you can't really. It's hard to express, but those are the kind of things, the moments that we would have where we would. Also, his guitar solos were so brilliantly bad when he wanted to be. He had a way of I'd have to make a solo, but it's bad. It has to be a bad one. It has to be, and he would sit there and he would just be like, and we'd be like, oh, that's good. That sounds terrible. And then like a week later, he'd be like, it's not bad enough. I'm like, it's so good. You're right. It's not. So those are the kind of moments that I really remember with him, just like enjoying the comedy of life, not taking it too serious, things like that. The last few years, everything's gotten weird with a lot of things and all over the world, So I know a lot of relationships have kind of, I don't know, ended, but just, with everything happening in the world since 2020, it's been harder to kind of keep up with everybody. But Bert seemed to not have a problem with it. He would keep in touch, always making sure, everything was good. Or at least, making sure that he knew what was going on with me and everybody else. And I think that was just really beautiful because it seemed like he's been going through a lot the last few years, but he didn't want to put the spotlight on him at all. He was, even in the last year, every week, just who needs prayers? And every time I saw that, I'm like, I want to pray for you. He's like, no. What do you need? You need money? You need a car? What do you need? I can pray for you. I got this. And I thought that was just so beautiful and so typical of him. And so I've only known him. I didn't know him nearly as long as all of you guys, obviously, but he meant a lot to me. And this is a song I wrote not too long ago that I sent to him pretty much immediately after I wrote it because I was very inspired by a lot of his religious and things that he would say. And because of him, I am a lot more in that camp than I think I ever thought I would ever be. And it's not because of anything he said. He never said, oh, well, if you read this passage and you look at this and this, it's logically you should believe in this. Like nothing like that. It was it was mainly because he's just such a beautiful soul. And I'm thinking, well, what's your secret what's your secret here? And I he would say, Christ and his faith, and I'm like, well, there's got to be something to this. So because of him, I feel closer to a creator, and I'm on my way. So thank you, Bert, for showing me the light. And this song goes out to you. This one in D because I don't know my range right now, so I'm gonna go a little lower. Little reverb, please. Long before the final war, we fell in love and wanted more. We built a million mezzanines. We lived a life beyond our means. The boys and girls fill the world with gold and silver lining pearls. Occasionally we plant a seed and let it grow into a tree. Then families from everywhere were broken and beyond repair. They shouted at their pocket screens. They hid their lips and nose and teeth. The chosen ones who traveled on and said goodbye to Babylon were given brand new eyes to see how beautiful this world could be. How beautiful the world can be, yeah. The kings then claimed that the end was near. Man's faith was then replaced by fear. The meek had lost their tempered ways. The shepherds led their sheep astray. Yet few refused to hide their face. They'd smile and sing amazing grace, and only used their eyes to see how beautiful this world could be. How beautiful the world can be, yeah. How beautiful the world can be, yeah. How beautiful the world can be, yeah. How beautiful the world can be. And just before a new world order failed, like every time before us, we built a million families. We lived a life of love and peace. Then all the spells that came from Sodom were broken now and long forgotten. And everyone had eyes to see how beautiful this world could be. How beautiful the world can be. How beautiful the world can be, yeah. How beautiful the world can be. How beautiful this world can be. Right. Thanks, guys. Got a little teary-eyed there, so. All right, so I'd like to open it up. Would Rob like to come up and sing a song? Who would like to come up next? Would anybody like to come up next? I know we got a few people here. Let's see if we can get Rob to come up. Let's get Rob Perez up here. Let's get Rob, please. All right, thank you guys so much.
An original, but I would love to have you here. Hi, everybody. My name is Rob Perez. I had the distinct honor of meeting Bert back around 1990, and I'm going to throw it to Brad real quick again. You know, the way Gooper got to go from this. I have Brad to thank or blame for introducing me to Bert. It was all his doing. But it was the 30-plus year journey is, working with him, being a musical collaborator and partner and everything is it's been a real honor for me and life-changing for me, as everybody else, I'm sure will attest to. I'm not going to get too crazy into telling you every story or biography about my time with Bert, but I did want to share this. I wrote a song for him. So as Crum, as Mr. Crum here noted that Bert, you would see it on a social media post. If you if you have any prayers, please message me and I will pray for your intentions, was very much his thing. And, Bert, he really affected a lot of his fans. He had this way of connecting with them, aside from musically up here on the stage, talking to them afterwards. He would forge these relationships and these friendships, and people would go to him with their different problems and situations and that kind of thing. And I would hear it all the time, and especially, I was in a band with him as well called Bert Susanka and the Astronaut Love Triangle, which was short-lived but a lot of fun. But I did get, it's probably the closest thing to being in the Ziggins that I will have ever experienced. And it was great, but I would see that all the time with Bert, and I often heard it said, people would say with Bert and his faith and the way that he conducted himself with people, they would say, he should be he's a saint, or he should be up for sainthood, and so, and I'm going to have some trouble keeping it together up here through all this too. Bert had, I was one of the ones that he let know kind of early what was going on with him. And because at a certain point he couldn't speak or any of that stuff, there was a bit of a disconnect, especially when I got the news, where I kind of walked around in a daze for, a few days, just trying to process and all of that. And so I had a day last week where I was going into work very late that day, and my wife had already left, so I had some alone time, and this song came out. My wife, in a funny way, kind of inspired it. So the night that Bert passed, she was raised in the Catholic faith. I was not, sorry to say, so, but she said, well, let's light a candle and say a Hail Mary for him. Well, she's the one who said the Hail Mary, because coming out of my mouth, it would have turned into, Hail Mary, Tyler Moore, full of will and grace, so I let her sort of lead that. But, of course, in my head, I was thinking of, Bert as something of a saint himself. And so that kind of became a little bit of the inspiration for this song. The other thing, I would be lying if I say I wrote the song. In a lot of ways, Bert did, because quite literally, most of the lyrics are just a little bit of a stream of consciousness of a lot of his song titles and lyrics and things like that connected together. So I'm sure you'll hear a lot of those Easter eggs in there. I'll give it a shot here. I'll try to keep it together. There's a little bit at the end, tempo-wise and everything. I sing it a little differently than Bert's song. I sort of my last little stanza of the song, I sort of blatantly ripped Bert off of one of his songs here. So I'm just singing it a little differently, but if you know it when we get to it, I want everybody to sing along with it if you can, okay? The song's called Song of Saint Berto. Say a prayer for us sinners, Saint Bert of the Ziggins. I want to thank you for making me think on that fateful evening when you made me drink from the cup of your kindness and sacred beliefs you often did share with me. Pray for our intentions, Saint Bert Jeremiah. When I feel the weight of the vicissitudes of life, there's only so many tears you can cry, like that night in Georgia when you said goodbye. And I'm not afraid, and I will only look stupid if I don't sober up, call quits, or I tie one on tonight for you just because I love a parade. I know the good Lord has saved you a seat. I hope that you finally get your chance to meet George Carlin, Rodney, or old Pistol Pete, or Dinosaur Tim, and maybe even Gilligan. Please pray for the Ziggins, St. Bert Susanka. I know you'll come to mind whenever we're surfing or fishing off Huntington Pier. When I hear your songs, I'll know you're always near, and I'll pray for you. So this is the part you guys got to help out. 'Cause I'm gonna miss you. 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 Why should I lie when it's the truth? Thank you, Bert. We love you, Bert. Always. I do. I should have brought my mandolin in. I've got the mandolin. we'll guitar it. I don't know.
Friday night fish at the fireside, Sunday night church at Riverside. We doused our firestones with bleach, our eyes would water as the tires screeched. Had a big fight on the boathouse dock, and I told my old man that I wanna rock. It was 1985. We would gladly sell our cars to keep the band alive. Don't you think it's a little absurd? Don't you think the neighbors overheard? We were screaming at the top of our lungs. Mom wouldn't let us have a BB gun. In the snow I took my driver's test. Who'd have thought it'd lead to my arrest? Did the cheerleaders give the cops a hint about the midnight egg throwing incident? Then Dad turned on the fire. Mom passed out our parachutes. Big brother walked the wire. And I laced up my rocket boots. And we all piled in the Rambler. And we listened to the Gambler on the way. You got to know when to hold 'em. Our brains were happy and our feet were fried at a dead halt 'cause the horse had died. We could stretch around a city block. That meant nothing to the typical jock. Then it came time to forge ahead, so Mikey and me and Heather and Ed had to move to California. And I met and married my little Bonnie J. Dad turned on the fire. Mom passed out our parachutes. Big brother walked the wire. And I laced up my rocket boots. And we all piled in the Chevy. And we headed for the levee on the way. Friday night fish at the fireside, Sunday night church at Riverside. We doused our fire stones with bleach, our eyes would water as the tires screech. Then it came time to forge ahead, so Mikey and me and Heather and Ed had to move to California. And I forgot what I was supposed to say. Dad turned on the fire, Mom passed out our parachutes, Big Brother walked the wire, and I grew up on apple juice. And we all piled in the Chevy, and we headed for the levee, singing, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. It's only been about 15 years. Thanks, whoever's guitar I just played.
Guys. Well, who would like? Is there anyone that would like to come up next to sing a song? Is anybody, or just say a few words? Mark Tormeo, awesome. Come on up, brother. Give it up for Mark. Guitar sounds really nice, Brad. Got it all tuned for you.
All right. What's up, everybody? My name's Mark. I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to come up and play some songs that kind of had some meaning to me of Bert's. But then I realized the story about why I'm playing those songs is kind of interesting, so I kind of want to tell it real quick. I think the first time I spoke to Bert, interacted with him, I was going to play one of his songs with our friend Josh. Josh wanted to play one of his songs at a show we were doing. And I said, yeah, that's great, let's do it. But he couldn't remember the words. So we called him. And I thought that was kind of funny because we could have Googled it, but we called him because it was more fun. Like, what are the words to your songs that we're about to play? So that was my introduction to him. I've known about him my whole life, you know, but that was my first experience with him, asking him the words to his songs. And of course, he was gracious and helpful, like he always is. And then Josh died. We all played a show at Josh's funeral, a whole bunch of us here, including Bert. Bert played a song that I had never heard before of his that has since become one of my favorites. But after the show, I played a song that I didn't know that night. Somebody asked me to play the song, and I had to learn it real quick. And it was kind of a tongue twister, the lyrics in it. And after I played it, Bert came up to me, and like he always did, he always had something nice to say about me. Just like was always listening and would find something that he liked about what I did and tell me. And I remember distinctly at the show what he said was, "Man, the lyrics of that song were so hard. I'm so impressed that you could sing all those words." And I said, "Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was kind of hard. I had to do it fast." He's like, "No, really." And he kind of wouldn't let go. He kept telling me that was really good. And it kind of, I had such tunnel vision at that point. I was just trying to get through the show and not do a bad job. But he kind of made it sink into me. Like, yeah, that was kind of cool. There was a lot of difficult singing in that song. I felt good after talking to him about it. And he kind of always did that. He would always tell me he liked the way I sing, and you could tell he was listening and cared. That was kind of his thing. And I'm sure a lot of other people have very similar stories to that. What's interesting about today and that story to me is last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, I was trying to learn the words to these songs that we used to play years ago. And I had never sung them. I just played on them and did some backups and stuff. So I'm trying to cram these lyrics into my head. And I'm sure if you ask anyone here that's played with me, I'm not the kind of person who likes to just kind of wing something. If I don't know it, yeah, I'm not just super chill and like, let's try it. I want to know it. I don't know these songs very well. So if I'm going to struggle with them and if I forget some lyrics, help me out if you know them. But it just kind of dawned on me as I was driving over here, like that's what he was saying that day at Josh's funeral. Like, I'm so impressed you're able to learn these words so fast. So now I'm learning his. Let's see. Chances are I won't get him out, but if he were here, he'd probably find something else nice to say about what I did, even though I totally biffed the lyrics. Let's see what happens. This is the one that we called him about that day. It's called San Clemente. And in learning these lyrics, what an amazing thing he would do about somehow capturing the spirit of Southern California that we all know. I wasn't on this camping trip with his family, but I've been on this camping trip with my family, and it feels so familiar, just being someone that lives here. So, man, amazing. The sunset at San Clemente. We smoked cigars and aspirated pixie sticks. The path to the beach was paved except for the bottom. My brother slipped and landed flat on his back. La 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 sun hat. She said it was the style, but I don't know. One night my cousin threw a rock through the train window. Cops were flooding all down onto the beach. La intellectual novels. Night I drift off fast car headlights, shone through the canvas. I could hear night exercises at the base. Somebody's radio was playing out in the distance. Brandy, what a fine wife you would be. Let's go, boys. Boys. I think I got one more in me, maybe. You guys might really have to help me with this one. Although I got most of the words of the last one, I'm feeling pretty confident now. Maybe Bert was right. Maybe I am good at remembering words. Clyde was at home brewing his old beer, and we were all amazed that he could steer with his hand in a sling and his heart on his sleeve. So we backed the trailer up and somebody yelled, "Bottoms up," and that just opens another can of worms. Yeah, it's true, we drive real crummy cars, but the Ziggins don't live too far, and after all, they said you might not be riding with me. You guys know some harmonies for this? Feel free to jump up if you do. Do you wanna call it quits? Are you tired and sick? Oh baby, do you wanna call it quits?
Feared the talk of a backlash, so we took the bottles and we emptied the cash. Where's a cop when you need one? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner's a loss. Let's split hairs, let's split the cost, and you can say you got some mustard right here.
Are you tired and sick? Oh baby, do you wanna call it quits? Christmas came and it went so fast. I'm glad we made the time last. We needed those days to be fishing off the pier. When we got home, it was amazing
top and all the mayonnaise that had dried itself in the shape of a Christmas tree. Do you wanna call it quits? Are you tired and sick? Oh baby, do you wanna call it quits?
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Bert.
All right, we're going to bring up a few people here. Bert Susanka, would you come up and say a few words? Please welcome to the stage, Bert Susanka. If anybody would like to sign up, there's still spaces here. I'm sure we can get you in, so just come on up to the stage and fill our... Tickets still available, yeah, exactly.
I'm Bert's brother, Matt, and first of all, I want to thank everyone here today and everyone performing and who love Bert and wanted to be a part of this. Our family has drawn a great deal of help getting through this from all the wonderful comments and all the love that's been outpoured for our brother, and so God bless you all, and thank you so much. And to Mr. Crum here, I had the same thing happen. Man, I love your album, especially like Fat Charlie. No, that's the Crusher. So yeah, no, it's over the years. You know, my brother's music has brought a lot of joy. I know to a lot of people, but for me personally, you know, it's nothing I enjoy more than him giving me that first demo tape and saying, you know, this isn't for publication, but I needed you to hear it. And for me to go through song by song with him and just deconstructing and reconstructing the songs. I'm not a musician, but I love my brother's music. And, you know, Brad, God bless you, Dickie, you know, John, you know, you guys have been a part of my life. And, of course, I just revisited Astronaut Love Triangle last night with my sister, and we cried our eyes out. We cried our eyes out, but it was a beautiful thing. And, you know, with the Jelly of the Month. And my favorite, though, is the Bert Susanka Band, you know, that one project that he did with Rob. And I can't see very good in the lights. I've never been on a stage in my life. Just know that he loved you very much, okay? I want you to know that. And I mean, there's just certain people that here in the last days of his life, I had the privilege of taking care of him. And, you know, he expressed so much love to so many people, but Rob, you know, you're right there, you know, with him. Everybody that came and saw him, he did this to him, you know. But there are certain people that I know in his life over the years have meant a lot to him. And a couple fun things, though. Some woman, I don't know who it was, has made, you know, this is about a week, about 4 days before he died, put out a beautiful, you know, little testimonial, I guess, on Facebook or something, and said how wonderful he was and how welcome he was when she came to California. And she had a profile picture there, and she was a very beautiful woman. And so, you know, I think Susan read it to Bert, and so, or I think it was maybe somebody else, but anyways, so he, you know, couldn't speak or anything, but he had a little computer that he could tap into. And so we watched him as he slowly tapped out a message. So we were all anxious to hear what it was. And then it said, you push the button, it could speak. And it said, tell Susan I had an affair with her. Yeah, total Bert. I mean, he never stopped. I mean, we had a lot of fun. You can imagine me having to give him showers. The two of us, like, you know, in a gay bathhouse together there with, And him, as modest as he is, you know, there's just it was tough on him. But the other thing that I know you, if you know Bert, he always made everybody feel like you were the one that was the most special to him. He always felt that way. He had that knack. That my father was the same way. Everybody was his favorite because they all felt that in their heart. But he had his vanity. He had his pompadour, and there were certain things that he wanted to look good and stuff. So he told Susan, he said, Susan, before the mortuary comes to get me. You guys will totally get this. Totally get this. You've been on a tour bus with him when he pulls the hair out of your ear or out of your nose when it's sticking out. So he said, make sure the nose hair was trimmed, okay? So I had my first teary moment, though, when after he died, I'm looking in the mirror, and I see a nose hair, and I pulled it out. And I thought, okay, Berto, for the rest of my life, if I pull a nose hair out, I'm saying a Hail Mary for you. Anyways, once again, thank you all so much for being here, and God bless you all.
Bridget, would you like to come on up? Bridget, come on down. And after this, we're going to have Rookie and Chad. And if anyone else would like to sign up, please come on up.
I'm Bridget. I knew Bert all my life. I knew him little till a grown man. You're gonna think that I'm lying, but I'm not. He never said a mean thing to me. Oh, in my whole life, he never said anything mean to me. He would say kind words and, today you look beautiful, or come here and give me a hug or a kiss, but there was never anything mean. And I know that is hard to believe, but I'm telling you the truth. He had a way with people. He really did. We were going to Mater Dei High School, Bert and I, and we had to take a bus. And I was always 2 hours early, getting the hair ready, getting everything ready, getting my uniform on, walking all the way around our cul-de-sac to get on the bus. And when I would leave the house, Bert was just getting out of bed. And he was in the bathroom, and he was blow drying his hair, and he was saying goofy things. And I'd go, Bert, you gotta hurry up. And yeah, I'll be right there. He was always a little bit on the late side. And there was a bus driver, and he was just a really crabby bus driver. He was one of those kind of people like, oh, yeah, I see you there, but you're not at the stop, and he'd just mow right past you. And you would go, and he would just mow right past him. He was just a grumpy bus driver, but there was something about Bert. So I would say to the bus driver, he's coming, my brother's coming. And you'd see my brother Bert jump over the concrete fence instead of walking all the way around the block like I did. Jumping over the concrete fence, he'd be running across the street. He'd run right in front of the bus so the guy couldn't mow him over. But the thing that used to always get me was when he would walk in, he would high-five the bus driver. That bus driver loved him. It was just he had a way of taking things and making people love him. It was just so beautiful. And kind of like with you, I also have sung all my life. I sing in churches, completely different. But I would be done with a funeral or done with a wedding, and sometimes it would be a rough funeral. You know, it would be someone that I love very much. And then he would come to me when no one was around, and he'd go, Biddy was my nickname, Biddy, the way you took that one note, and the way you held that note, and you just held it, and it was just so beautiful. You knew that he was listening. You knew that he genuinely cared. And like Matt said, each one of, there's 7 brothers, 6 brothers and sisters. Margie, Mary, Alice, Mark, Matt, me. We all felt like we were his favorite. His favorite. And it did come from our dad, who used to make us feel the exact same way. But I want you to know that you were his favorites also. He was that kind of a person. It wasn't just something superficial. It wasn't something just because you're here tonight and you came to hear me sing. That just wasn't who he was at all. So like you, there's this one refrain of one of his songs that plays over and over and over in my head since he passed. It's the last thing he said to me right before he passed, 2 days before he wasn't conscious anymore, is this. I keep thinking about those hands that made the heart. I keep thinking about his heart and how much he loved our Lord. Yeah, he would never recite a passage and make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that. But in his song he wrote, "1 minute after death, where will I be? Lord, I hope it's with thee. Oh, Lord, I hope it's with thee. Oh, Lord, I hope it's with thee." I've gone 65 years, and I am sure that's exactly where he is.
Just let everybody know, please stick around. We're all going to do a giant group picture at the end here shortly after the speakers. So, Rookie, come on up, please.
Hi, my name is Brooklyn, and I just wanted to say we love you, Uncle Bert.
My name is Kirsten. I'm his niece. I can't really talk when I'm crying, so it'll be very short. My first memories will be my favorite memories. Like he said, San Clemente was very important to our family. To this day, we still go every year. And my earliest memories of him was around the campfire with his guitar. And I thought he was so cool. He was such a special person. When I bought my first home, it was about less than a block from his house. So I saw him a lot. And I'm just going to miss him a lot. Thank you.
Sorry, I have crazy social anxiety, but I just want to let you all know that I was blessed to be brought in the Bird's family when I was like 12 years old. Wachters, Susankas, Sullivans, Baldakis all accepted me like as a part of the family, and man, mad love Bert. That's all I can say.
Hi, I'm Bert's niece, Erin, and I just want to thank Dipiazzas for today and everybody else for setting this up, because this Dipiazzas was a special place for us. Used to bring Granny here to see the Ziggins play, and then later brought my kids in diapers to see the Jelly of the Month Club. So it was really special coming here, so I appreciate you hosting it here today for Bert. Again, like my Uncle Matt was saying with the nose hairs, in Bert's last days, he also gave us a special memory. Our family loves fishing. It's something we do. You hear it in a lot of his songs. And when we went to visit him, we showed him a really nice sized fish that my son had just caught in Montana. And Bert was able to type on his iPad that when he goes to heaven, he's going to see all the fish we catch. And then he typed some more, and he told us he's going to steal them all off our lines. And so now for the rest of our lives, whenever a fish gets off our line, we are going to be cursing Bert under our breath. Bert, Uncle Bert, every time one gets away. And that to me is so special because he will always be with us when we're fishing. Again, thank you all so much for the memories and the messages. It has been healing to all of us to read the love that you have shared with us about Bert and how he has made a difference in your lives. So thank you for doing that. Thank you.
I'm just going to piggyback onto the comments about fishing. I just wanted to say real quick. So, of all the songs that I worked on with Bert, and some of them were just beautiful gut wrenchers, and just, you know, he would always come back to me and he'd say, you know, the favorite song that, you know, you helped me produce and arrange and do all this stuff, let's go fishing. So, just wanted to say that.
We're only hoping that the live feed is fixed and getting out there. I hope Susan can hear this. It's So, quite recently, myself and Mike Happel and Mike Long, another friend of ours from Long Beach, revived a Ziggins set over at Alex's bar. And I realized it had been about 4 years. And when I was made to sing Bert's songs that weren't, my own or someone else's, the words just came to me. I'd never rehearsed them, right? So, how many of you have the same experience? Yeah. Every word, right? So I'm going to give this one a try for Susan. I hope you can see this. I'll do the whole thing. You can harmonize. Do the high part. I ain't got a friend in the world, but I got a special girl. Her name is Furball. Her name is Furball. I ain't got a baseball bat. Somebody took it and I'm mad about that. But I got Furball. Yes, I got Furball. And Furball, well, she's got me. Well, if you think you got yourself a copy of The Prince and Pauper, you just like I don't know the words, but Dennis Hopper. Something about the weather and the surf and the Furball looks a lot like Dennis Hopper. The other night was watching Rams against the Bears. Furball said, "Can we change it, please, to the Hollywood Squares?" Oh, that Furball, that crazy Furball, and Furball, big finish. Well, she's got me. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's okay. I didn't know the chords to the end either. I'm a drummer. I have a perfect excuse. You got another one? Darling, I love you. Call you darling for sure. I wrote your name on a matchbook back in 1974. Your sister's name was Sissy, and your folks had passed away. And I caught myself dreaming about making GA. Fell in love that night in Georgia. That night in Georgia, we fell in love. transistor radio that's resting against the bed, and all them talk show stations are putting ideas in your head. Just because I'm gone, well, it don't mean for good. And you know my next truck stop is in our neighborhood. That night in Georgia, that night in Georgia, we fell in love. That night in Georgia, that night in Georgia, we fell in love. Driving up to Conyers, the place of your birth, I still can't believe last Wednesday, as we laid her in the earth, all those things we said we'd do, we just never did. Like taking that one last great vacation, just one time without the kids. That night in Georgia, ooh, that night in Georgia, that night in Georgia, that night in Georgia, we fell in love.
That's funny because I've never rehearsed or even played. I've only played it once, and I think it was with you and Bert.
Probably here for 10 people.
Yeah.
We made about $80. Yeah, you were there. Yeah, I probably had to give you $20. Probably owed you $20. Yeah.
Let me think here. Any others? You wanna-
I've got the hair for it, but not so much the
but not
voice.
the gumption. Monday, maybe? Is that? I don't know all the words. Oh, me either.
Wake up in the morning, smell the fish bait. Starting my day in HB. There's a fresh, freckled face in the neighborhood, but Alice, I'm afraid it's not me. It's It's a long, long way to Tipperary. It's a long, long, long ways for me. But I keep my eyes open and not on the gravel underneath my feet. Yes, it's another Hyundai Monday for me. It's another Hyundai Monday for me. Everybody's got themselves a second job, whether they want it or not. And I keep my eyes on heaven and something about buttermilk. Another Hyundai Monday for me. It's another Hyundai Monday for me. Nice. If there's any consolation, I don't think he could remember the words most of the time either. So I'm trying to yeah. Whatever I said about memory, forget it. I was wrong. Anybody who can pull up the song list from Rusty Never Sleeps faster than me, go ahead. Okay, one, two. I went to San Diego to see Penny Griego. I was trying to get my life back together. Bought some baking soda from a fridge in Minnesota. I was trying to get my life back together. Spent a lot of time looking for love. I was like, spent a lot of time looking for love and to love straight up above. Go! I saw a pagoda at a bus stop in Dakota at the Westminster Mall. I saw a pagoda at the ear-piercing pagoda in the Westminster Mall. Spent a lot of time looking for love. I was like Deborah Winger. Spent a lot of time looking for love and to love straight up above. Go! At a bus stop in Fargo, North Dakota. But I saw none of these people in a church with a steeple. But that's where I found the biggest star. Spent a lot of time looking for love. I was like
Somebody.
Chris Villegas. Spent a lot of time looking for love, and true love was straight up above. Break. Da 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 da.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Okay, there's, I got me a girlfriend, really bad sunburn, surfs up her ball, trim the Well, it's time for me to sober up. Yes, it's time for me to sober up. When everyone I see is looking funny back at me, then I know that it's time to sober up. Well, it's time for me to sober up. No more time to say bottoms up. When my academic proclivity is not exactly what I hoped it'd be, then I know that it's time to sober up. I can be so lovely, I can be so kind, I can mend a picket fence, and I can have an open mind. Well, it's time for me to sober up. Like the old saying goes, I guess enough is enough. When my human frailties have got all the best of me, then I know that it's time.
I'm going to attempt this really difficult solo of Bert's.
To sober. Good. Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Time to sober up! It's time to sober up! It's time to sober up! Somebody, you're in a bar. You gotta sober up. You gotta sober up before you go home. Thank you. Just put it out.
Mr. Bob Ballerina. Mr. Ballerina. Mr. Bob Ballerina.
Sober up.
Really bad with microphones, so this is going to be terrible. I love Bert Susanka. And that's it. Long live Bert. Everybody, we're going to take a picture. Everyone who showed up. And I'll post it on the skunk and zig and shit. Please come forward. Yes, please. Everybody, come on up.
Everybody come down in front of the subwoofers here to take a picture. As Bert would say, I've seen more pushing in the men's room.
Big salty tears are what I tasted as I drove past your house tonight, and now they're resting on my burger. As I start to fry, big salty tears here in line. Even those young fresh fellows feel good tonight, and all of those brake lights that are in front of me, they leave a watery red design.
Thanks so much, guys, for coming up. That'll be it for today. But hope to see you guys. That was beautiful, guys. Brad, oh my God, that was a real beautiful moment, and I'm really glad y'all showed up. Thank you.
Bring you back. I must be getting old. I'm at the drive-through, and I'm making my face more fat. Salty tears. I'm at the age when I realize nothing actually just do as I'm supposed to do. It's 2:17, first window please, big salty tears. Beep,